So let's make another acid set cheese. I am heating this milk up to 195 degrees because this milk is completely acid set by heat. It's very, very simple. You just bring the temperature up. I'm about 1 degree off. Aha, I've reached 195. Now I can take out my thermometer. Keep stirring because it's on the heat, but I can turn off the heat and then add in 150 mLs of white vinegar, or you can use lemon juice or citric acid or any other acid that you want to use, and just pour that in. The stirring, I won't stir yet now, but it should start to separate soon. I can start to see the clear between the white curds, and as it spins, it's just those curds are going to melt together. It's happening very nicely now. Just going to let that happen and set, and when the curds get big enough, I will put it through this drain. And I just need to get some cold water to shock this after the curd set. All right. Got those curds separating nicely. So now, oh, they're definitely starting to stick together. That's good. Now I pour in, I got it started with about a gallon of milk. I pour about a quart and a half of cold water in with my curds and whey, and that will start actually having those curds really want to stick together as they cool off. I'm going to check the temp again. Should be down a good bit. Yeah, down to about 140. They're still a little sticky, so I'm going to get a little more cold water. All right, yes, they're about 150 now. Add another quart of water in there to cool it down. Even more. The danger is if it's too hot when you strain it, they'll stick to the cheesecloth. But now it's down to about 120 degrees. Anything below that should be fine. Instant cheese. How do you like that? All right, almost there, but it'll drain pretty quickly. So I've got my nice cheesecloth that has a good fine weave, and the cheese is not sticking to it too much, which is good. Pour the rest in. All right, and as soon as that drains, it's ready to eat. Because the cheese has not been cultured, it is more like a solid piece of milk, and that's really how it's treated in at least Indian culture. It's very similar to a Greek cheese called halloumi, in that it's acid set with vinegar instead of with the cultured lactic acid. And as soon as this drains, I'll also want to hang it a bit to really get all of the moisture out. And then just cut it up into cubes, cook it, fry it. It will not melt because, again, it hasn't been cultured with cheese cultures. So it's a great cheese for cooking, and it's very mild. Once it drains, it takes on the flavor of any sauce. Make Paneer is one of the famous Indian dishes that uses spinach, a spinach or a green sauce with this source of protein and fat. It's a great way to take advantage of the natural resources you have when you don't have access to a cave or to refrigeration. But because the milk isn't cultured, there's plenty of lactose in this cheese, in halloumi, in industrial mozzarella that was sort of made in a similar fashion. So just be aware if you're lactose intolerant, there is lactose in this cheese. Otherwise, it's a great, instant, simple cheese. And you saw how quick it was to make. It took the longest just to heat it up to 195 degrees. I want to show you that this is pretty much ready to go. a matter of peeling back the cheesecloth, getting it out, slicing it up. This is essentially meat that can be cooked and it won't melt because of the way it's made with the instant vinegar, but it could stand to be pressed a little more, but basically that's the idea. Within half an hour you have cheese that's ready to eat. And just a note on cheesecloth. Now this is the kind of cheesecloth that you buy at the supermarket or the hardware store. This is not cheesecloth, let me tell you. And especially if you made paneer with this loose weave cheesecloth, it would just ooze right through there at the beginning because there's not enough to hold it. What I call cheesecloth is basically a muslin. You can see it's a tight weave. This is actually a diaper that you can buy at any department store that I've cut up into 4 pieces to be this size. But it's a very simple muslin, cotton, easy to wash. You can also get it in natural. It doesn't have to be white. But this is what I mean when I talk about cheesecloth. The other benefit you get with this cheesecloth is when you wrap your cheese in it, it actually wicks away the whey and the moisture as it's draining. So it encourages the draining. This is not to be used really for anything involved in cheese making.